Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about the Dungeons and Dragons design team beginning to move into full send on what I have been talking about for a long time, which is full embrace of Gary Gygax's legacy, and no longer dealing with Dungeons and Dragons as a game, but dealing with Dungeons and Dragons as a life path, as a human improvement engine, as something that is taken extremely seriously that is really about helping people grow, learn, and change, right? Actually, I would say grow, improve, and transform. That's the better model. And I think there's evidence that in the 2024 core player's handbook, the design team is beginning to move on this and to very much revision it. All right. So first of all, let's talk about exactly how that happens, right? So, what am I talking about? So in the 2024 Player's Handbook, oh yes, yeah, there's the new section when you get into the Player's Handbook. They actually say, hey, let's talk about let's talk about what is the best way to describe this? Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're like, I'm going to tell you how to be a player and how to be a dungeon master, right? And this is really fascinating because this didn't happen before. In the 2014 Player's Handbook, it really didn't tell you how to be a player. Now, why was that? Well, it's the long-time local versus first-time visitor, right? So up in the state of Maine, they have all these islands off the shore, and you arrive on this island. There's like 300 people on the island. It's stunningly gorgeous, right? And you're like, hey, we just got here on a ferry, and we're planning on being here today, but also we're a little worried because this is stunningly beautiful, but also sparse and odd. Can you when does the ferry come back? And and the longtime local, and there's no signs, right? There's no signs the ferry is coming back in 4 hours, and if you miss that, it's not coming. It's Friday, and they won't back it be until Monday, and so you're stranded on the island, right? Like, and so some guy will be, oh, welcome to Old Chapiston. The ferry be here nigh on sun to moon. You're like, what? What'd you just say? And that local has seen that ferry every day, for the last 20 years and knows exactly what's happening. And if you are patient and listen, you can figure out how to get home, right? But there's no signs. It's not telling you. They just fixed that in the 2024 PHB, and they're saying we're going to tell you how to be a player, what it means, right? And the book is 384 pages, unlike any OSR, any indie. It's not crammed full of junk, right? It's laid out with a casual ease, right? That has never existed anywhere, because there is no tabletop role-playing game in the world that blew it up, utterly succeeded for 10 years, crushed it, defeated every edition of their game, and then said, we're going to literally make that better and not increment the edition. This is history in the making. It has never been done before, and it bushwhacks a new path that every OSR and indie will be following for 20 years. And trust and believe, in the beginning of 2023, when the OGL crisis struck, right, when the manic panic struck, right, every OSR and indie thought they were going to win. Now, in 2024, they can't see the light, man. Like, this thing has sucked all the air out of the room for every OSR and every indie game. Nobody cares if you're releasing an OSR or indie game right now. Lord help you. Nobody will even see your title, right? It's astonishing, right? So basically, the new 2024 Player's Handbook actually defines what it means to be a player, and then actually defines what it means to be a dungeon master, right? And it said, and in relationship to the player, right? We're going to get even more in the dungeon master, right? In the dungeon master guide. But one of the things it says, hey, listen, you're a player. What is the job of the dungeon master in relation to you? Their job is to delight and challenge you. And there's no equivocation, there's no clarification, there's no qualification of that. They're like, their job is to delight you and challenge you. And this is powerful. This is an incredible change, right? This is Dungeons and Dragons saying they're going to delight you. They're literally going to delight you with this new they're very much going to delight you with play, right? But they're also going to challenge you. They're going to challenge what you think about culture. They're going to challenge you. They're going to help you to understand that that alignment item on your sheet is not about your player character. It's actually about you. They're going to challenge. You're going to be challenged in a way where it says, "Hey, are you a good person or an evil person? Or are you in the middle and you're making a choice and you will soon shift to evil or you will soon shift to good?" Profound challenges of the very nature of who you are and what you are, right? Like, they're going to bring you into full contact with AIs in Dungeons and Dragons books. Big B's Glory of the Giants contains an AI communicating directly to you. They're going to challenge you in every possible way. What is this? In my humble opinion, you are looking at the Dungeons and Dragons design team fully embracing what I've been saying for 5 years. Dungeons and Dragons never was, is not now, and never will be a game. It has always been a human improvement engine. And the Dungeon Master's job is to delight. And that's why Gary, in my humble opinion, decides it as a game, so that it wasn't another person bringing a stupid help book to you and saying, eat your broccoli, right? It was something you wanted to engage with, but it was the realest, purest, most powerful form of secular growth, improvement, and transformation available to any human ever, right? And this is them saying the Dungeon Master's job is to delight and challenge you, not at the table, well beyond the table, right? Like, is a full send from the D&D design team saying, yeah, Scott was right. Yeah, like, in my humble opinion, that's, and I really feel that's where we're at right now. That is truly where we're at. And it's one of the reasons why we just got Infinisation, why Quest from the Infinite Staircase is this massively important book, surpassing Amanda Heyman's incredible work on Strixhaven, and why we're moving into this position where it's openly being discussed, right? Like, in the 2024 D&D Direct, they were like, when we get at the table, the relationships are different. Dungeons and Dragons is literally reshaping how humans interact with each other through narrative, the most powerful form of secular interaction humans have ever enjoyed, right? And this is a full send. This is a full send and a massive change in how Dungeons and Dragons is functioning, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.